Like, we're almost done.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, where we left off, because unfortunately my internet decided to go all floopy. So yeah, the Indigo was talking and asking about your
Oh.
loyalty book,
Um.
because your teammates told us that as a loyalty offer, so you were writing down infractions and all that kind of stuff, and
Uh,
it definitely helped us out in regards to determining if there was any treasonous activity or anything that we should be worried about.
well, regarding uh, the death of some clones and some of the infractions are no longer valid, but for what stands was pretty much most of them were regarding around when our team leader was present. There was a lot of disobeying or at least insubordination towards his orders. Um, most of the other infractions were very minor breaches of editing.
So not too bad in regards to that. Now we do have in regards to odd behavior in regards to Jeremy or Rudolph's character. Um, it was mentioned, and just even in the briefing room. Now he even admitted that potentially this was a side effect of that plant that you encountered, that strange growth that seemed to cause people to um, quote unquote orgies and stuff like that. Did you notice additional strange behavior from Rudolph?
Um, no.
No. Okay. So yeah, it does seem like it makes sense. Now, we have heard that now we haven't witnessed this. We don't have anything on footage, but we are sending teams down to go into the this factory or whatever that was doing the Santa Claus stuff. And it was noted that you had a strange device on you, some kind of chain-like weapon. Could you tell us about that, and maybe where you retrieved that?
They, I infiltrated the facility so that we may plan accordingly on how to best tackle the situation at hand.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was led into one of the rooms, there was a weapon laying on the table. But I also knew that since I was padded out with weapons, nobody else had any weapons. So seeing my opportunity, I rushed for the weapon and began to dismember all communists within my vicinity.
Ah, yes, yes. You eliminated the Santas, and it was their weapon. Makes sense. We have no records of you using it prior to your engagement. So, yes, it sounds like those crafty Santas had also strange, almost high level weapons that definitely makes it sound like they were definitely notorious in regards to being treasonous, stealing weapons of higher classes. How barbaric, or how shady these Santa, the Santa cult or whatever you want to call it, were. So yes, it makes perfect sense, and we won't have to go and do any reprimands in regards to that. We definitely understand that in order to complete the job, you had to rely on the enemy's weapons. Just we completely understand. Is there anything else that you want to let us know about, or that we should know about? Because you can always tell us, I'm your friend, and the computer is always your friend. Yes, you hear the computer chime in. "Well, I am always here for you. You are my children."
Nothing that I haven't already reported.
Alrighty. So with that, we can conclude with our briefings, and we'll go back to the room and have an overview. Alrighty. So you can come back to the chat. All right. So with that, you guys eventually all get seated in the indigo room.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
All right. So everyone's here. Yes. Yes. You.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, the briefings. The Indigo says that the briefings have gone quite well, and there's not a whole lot of infractions or anything that we have to go over too harshly. And he kind of flipped through his notes and says, thankfully, two of you, and he kind of points to Jason and Jeremy's character, you've given us additional information in regards to this Santa plague, and we're able to procure items, which apparently your loyalty officer missed, as he kind of looks at you, Denver, and gives a nice smile. But to err is human. Like, we can't be as perfect as the computer. We can try, and maybe additional courses might help in keeping your eyes vigilant the next time. Now, there was a mention of a strange device being used. However, in light of what we discovered, the weapon was actually found on the premises, and Denver had to use it in order to infiltrate and to eliminate the Santa cult. Well done, Denver.
Give me those eyes, Denver.
So yeah, it was a weapon of the enemy. As for odd behavior, and he shifts his gaze over to Jeremy's character. You have admitted that you believe that it was the chemicals in regards to that strange plant. And and he turns to his company. We believe you still might be influenced. So we will definitely have to do some chemical flush your systems, as it were. It won't harm you. It might be a little painful, but we want to make sure that you're 100%. And these emotional feelings that you have towards teammates and all that are not of this, weird love or what it was.
Do you fix my arm too while you're at it? Make it look human?
Yes.
Not like a monkey?
Oh, speaking of arms.
Oh, yes. The only one who mentioned the arms was Jason's character, who you actually see that his arm is 100%, like his back. And this R2D2 unit comes in and like digitize this arm for you, Denver, and basically it kind of pulls out kind of like little arms come from it, and then starts like clearing the hair off your arm, Jeremy. He says, unfortunately, you are on, and then he kind of thumbs your sixth clone. Holy moly. The hair will grow back, but with proper hygiene, you can hide this deformity by making sure you cut the hairs off yourself. And he shrugs in regards to how fast it grows back, but as long as you stay vigilant, like all good citizens of the Alpha Complex does, you should have no problems. Now, in regards to, apparently there is a fire starter among you, as he looks at Jason and he looks at you, Denver. And he says, if you want to tell us who the fire starter is, we can definitely register you as a mutant. or if you two know who actually did it, um, we can definitely kind of right this wrong. So,
I step forward and say, I recently discovered this power on this mission that I could start fires, and
oh,
I didn't get around to it yet.
yes, yes. Well, now at least you bring it now to my attention. It should have been better during the briefing, but it's a little slap on the wrist. It won't hurt, and then we'll register as yes.
I have a complaint that he killed me earlier with fire.
You wouldn't know that.
Also, I was on fire. You just said that. Which just confirmed that you killed me earlier.
So
yeah, but how would your clone know that?
the ultraviolet raises his hand and says, "Just seeing how it spontaneously seems to happen around you. It doesn't seem like you can control your powers, correct?"
Yeah, it's hard for me to control my powers.
So what we'll do is we'll get you into training in regards to this, and focus your mind and put it to the betterment of the Alpha Complex. And he turns to you, Jeremy, and says, it's unfortunate that so many of your clones had to die from this. And I'm sure, and he turns back to you, Jason, you are sorry in this regards, correct?
100% complete.
So
Really
yes,
for me to get another cycle clones.
so yes, we will get you into the Xavier School for Mutants. It's not as fun as it sounds, though. So yeah, he basically with that, you guys did well, and you were able to cover your own asses. That was great. With that, the session's technically over, and we'll just go over people's things in regards to what their societies were, and then what your societies would say in regards to what you did.
And my society hates me now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the only one who actually probably passed would be Denver's character. So for Jason's character, yes, everyone realized pretty quickly that he was the pyrokinesis. His secret society was called the Elf Pack, and his objective was Santa Claus must live on. His technology must be preserved so the spirit may live on. And then he was given some odds and ends. And his tick was you want people to sit on your lap similar to kids with Santa, which you did, which was good. At first, it took me a while to catch on what the hell was happening. I'm like, why does he want people sitting on his lap? That's, with kinky Jeremy's character, I just, my mind wandered off. Like, everyone's playing this, like, really bizarre. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, that's why he wanted to execute. So yeah, your secret society would frown on you because you actually gave the hard drive to the computer and not the secret society. However, you did keep one of the scientists alive. So, he eventually would have probably crawled off to maybe resume his work. You don't know. So you're kind of in a gray area. Denver's character was the shopaholics, and his thing was something in the air is making civilians want to purchase things. We must figure it out by taking air samples and also buy something nice. Every time he was tying his shoes or whatever, he would, use the air thing. So he got a few readings. He used it all the way up to close to the marketplace and then stopped. So, your readings, you definitely got big readings for the air. You used it with the mistletoe, the plant, which gave you bizarre readings. And you did technically do it in the markets. So that's what they wanted. Did you buy nice things? All you bought were like bubbly drinks. Like basically, you were buying like dollar things from vending machines. Is that nice? not really, but I'll say that's a pass. Your tick was you like humming Christmas songs. So technically you failed that
You never
one.
did that.
Yeah. Big X for that. Jeremy, your character was the ho-ho or the ho-hos. And basically, his thing was a new strain of plant life is sprouting in the Alpha Complex. It's called mistletoe. Seems to be causing strange behavior to the population. You must document and spread its growth. Unfortunately, this was failed because he got right into the orgy and did not want to leave, and the plant was destroyed. So, for that plant, like you didn't do anything in regards to that. So that would be a fail on your part. However, your tick, you definitely expanded on what the original tick was. You like to make kissy faces at other players, which you took into a horny gay scenario. So, good for
Everyone's
you.
male, so.
You definitely expanded that to a ridiculousness. Our leader, though he only played once, he was called, and it would have been interesting in the last game, he was a part of the Mean Grinch. He must possess Santa Claus's technology and keep it for himself. Or themselves. And the tick was saying humbug and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, the computer's quite satisfied, though, that the Indigo does mention that there were quite a significant amount of deaths during your mission. And
I never died, though.
No, not you guys, but citizens within the Alpha Complex.
All right.
As you know, you look at the tally, and so the first tally was at the R&D center with the lineup when you started telling that everyone was communist in the line, and the line got flattened. The orgy, you guys were shooting people and cutting them up. You didn't kill everyone, but there was quite a few. That poor old man's birthday party that Jeremy used his twinkly lights to eradicate.
Hey, I was ordered to do that. I cannot obey. I can't disobey an order.
That's true. You should not unless it seems to be counterintuitive. But you can always bring it up to the computer or your final briefing solution in regards to that. So there was quite a few people who died. So and the trouble in regards to you guys thinking everyone is communist, we definitely will have to go through the educational system with newer clones, and we'll do a little bit of education to you guys in regards to what it is to be a communist. And yeah,
I never
they are bad.
accused anybody of communism. Oh man.
As
Pretty sure you did at one point.
I only accused a person of communism once, and that's because he was truly a communist, and he wasn't allowing me to donate to the great computer.
As they start listing off communism. That guy's definitely a communist. So yeah.
Dude, literally, that was the only time I accused Jeremy of being a communist once, and I accused the guy, the donation thing, of being a communist. But that's the only time I ever accused anybody.
Well, I'm gonna say just as the group itself, you guys do basically any troublemaker was a communist, and communists are definitely people in the Alpha Complex that we have to try to get rid of because they're troublemakers and instigators. But the Alpha Complex does have other things that they have to worry about, like anything. Like, traitor is a good word, or, conspirator. Anything that you think is jeopardizing the Alpha Complex, it might not be, communism is there, but, to say everything is communist, you know, we'll show you that video of, you know, the guy holding the vodka and the potato, and then the furry hat. He's like, oh, I'm a communist. That's, you know, you're looking for, you know, instigators, or those who are trying to rally and you know, change the order of things. And you know, they may be
Correct.
communists, they may not be, but you know, we can't point everyone finger. Especially, you know, everyone's wearing red, so you can't say red is communist, because you know, you guys are literally wearing red jumpsuits. But yeah, that concludes the game. I hope you guys liked it. Again, I know for rules we kind of half-assed it because we were doing the using kind of the D20 system with kind of the old Paranoia XP rules, and we were playing Zap. So basically, you know, rules weren't a big thing. You either lived or died, or you got maimed was the biggest thing. Next time we do play it, we'll stick to the D20 system for it. So yeah, I'm hoping you guys had fun, and hope that we may do more of these paranoia sessions. And that's it. I'm gonna stop the